Hey guys, this is T-Bash from 2A Syndicate, and I'm here today at my home range, Aurora Sportsman's Club in Waterman, Illinois. And what I wanted to review for you guys, which is a special treat, is the NightHawk's Custom Sandhawk. So this Sandhawk came from the factory with the Acro aim point and also the Surefire X300 Ultra. And as you know, when you order a um, custom build from NightHawk, it is one gun, one builder. So it's built by one gunsmith from start to finish, and that's what you're ordered. So when it comes back to you from NightHawk, what you're going to have is you're going to have that gunsmith signature that is going to be distinctively from who actually custom built your firearm. And we all know that NightHawk builds very expensive custom firearms. So the question is a $6,000 firearm worth getting if you're a gun collector? Definitely yes. It's not something that you're going to hand off. It's not something that you're going to trade in. It's something that you're going to hand down from generation to generation and keep it in your family. It's custom built to you. But is this thing going to be worth the money when it comes to firing? So before we get started, first off, I'd like to say thanks to Quincy from Red Arrow Concepts for letting me review this bad baby and get it out to you guys so you guys can actually see what this thing is made of. And also, before we get started, obviously, we'll go over some of the features that it does have and that it does come with and what you can order. Basic, this thing is $5,500. I would say $5,600, around that ish. Just basic of what you got. When you add on the Acro, when you add on the Surefire X300 Ultra, you're looking at add-ons. So out of the door, when you get this custom made and sent to you from NightHawk, this thing is topping around the average price of 6 grand, a little bit more than 6 grand. Is it worth it? Let's talk about some of the stuff that it comes with. Well, first off, it you can get an ambi safety on here. You can hear that click. He did not get an ambi safety on this one. He got it right hand. He's right-handed, so it's not something that he needs to. It's custom built for you, so you get on it what you want to. And also, your sight, and this is one thing that I thought was pretty neat. This sight actually has a gold tip on the sight. It is actually a gold tip. Let me get it there so you can see it. That is on the sight that is customly done for you. You can get what type of sight that you want on the tip, or however that you want to do that. It's custom built for you. You can also pick your colors and what you want to do. What I really like is the grip as well on here. The grip is got some good texture. It's not overly textured. You can carry this. It's not going to stick you. It's not going to feel like really rough on your skin. It's actually a great firearm if you wanted to carry. I personally wouldn't walk around carrying a $6,000 gun. But the other thing is the trigger. The trigger is absolutely awesome. Even when I'm going here, you could see there's very, very little take up on it. Very little take up on it. And with that being said, it's about a 2.5 to 3 pound break in the trigger as well. And what I really love about it is the island comp. The island comp on this thing is ridiculous. I mean, it's got very little movement to it. It stays totally flat, totally still. And you'll see that when I take some shots. I did actually carry this in a USPSA event, and I have some footage on that as well. I'm probably by the end of this video going to put approximately about 500 rounds through this thing, and we're going to see how she's going to hold up. So without further ado, let's get on with the video.
Take two. Are you ready? Stand by.
The
Go.
the dot's good to go.
Wow.
So what's your thoughts on that?
Wow. Man, that is insane. The recoil feel is more
It's
of a
next
push.
to nothing, yes.
It reminds me more of the push of shooting a 1911 or 45. Just that push back is not snappy. The return is insane. I mean, that wasn't exactly fast shooting. I was transitioning. I think I threw one. First time I was shooting this.
Yeah. All right, run it.
Woo!
Think you're a little bit too fast for the target. That target couldn't hang. I'm gonna have to put something behind it so it doesn't fall forward.
Holy cow.
You know, how do you like that return to zero?
It's stupid. This is a cheater piece.
Yes.
It's just a cheater.
So most people ask if a more expensive gun helps you shoot better. Now, it does enhance your ability to be able to shoot, especially when it returns like that back to zero. What's your thoughts on that?
Fundamentals are always going to be key.
Yes.
If you have horrible fundamentals, horrible hold, loose grip, whatever, it's going to get exaggerated, especially if you have something very nice in your hand. The fundamentals are on point and key. This will make you better. It makes things easier. My first time shooting it, I've been shooting all morning. My hands are already fried, and I think the the shots right there, they really kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah.
This is insane. Yeah, you definitely do get what you pay for when you're getting into high-end stuff. It is a diminishing return on results.
Mm-hmm.
I have shot the Prodigy. It's not bad. It's not this. The gap is massive,
Mm-hmm.
and you do definitely get what you pay for. This is insane. I don't even shoot with dots, and I've shot some friends dots, and it is difficult for me. I'm an iron sight guy, and this was effortless. Unbelievable.
Okay, guys, what's my final thoughts? My final thoughts on the Nighthawk Sandhawk is, until you have something of this caliber in your hand, I used to never believe that a firearm can make a shooter a better shooter. Now, I'm not saying if you don't have any fundamentals that you're not going to be a better shooter, but at the end of the day, if you do have the fundamentals and you do have the right firearm, especially something of this caliber, of the Nighthawk Sandhawk, it does make you a better shooter than what you are. Now, I'm not talking about, again, fundamentally wise. I'm talking about, when I gave you guys the footage of USPSA, I knew that if I had this dot on the target, it was going to go where it was supposed to go. This firearm is deadly accurate. As soon as you point that dot and you have that dot wherever you're going to place it, that's where your shot is going to go, and that's period. The recoil is next to nothing. Is what it felt like for me. It didn't feel as abrupt with any shots, any follow up shots, anything else. The trigger was absolutely marvelous. Very little effort on putting it. If you look at some of the slow mo that I did when I did have the trigger on there, and just for YouTube's sake, let me go ahead and show you that this firearm is clear. Let me go ahead and lock the slide back and show you that you could see me and I can see you. That way I got no complaining. Now, when I say that, and I was shooting this in USPSA, or if you look at some of the slow mo content that I did when I slowed this thing down, it was just very effortless in the way it fired. And you know, according to the other firearms that I do have, this was the smoothest by far of any firearm that I've ever shot in my life. Um, is a $6,000 gun worth it? If you can afford it, yes. I would never tell you that nothing is not worth it. Is it something I would carry? Absolutely not, because this is going to be something like an heirloom to me, and an heirloom that I would pass down to my sons, and they would keep this firearm, and it would become a collectible. With that being said, would I be running this in like a lot of USPSA events and a lot of classes? Yeah, I would give it its just due, because if you're going to pay that much for a firearm, unless you are one of those people that just wants to collect it, want to keep it in mint condition, that's fine. But I'm going to run it. And this thing was worth running. Um, I loved it. If this was mine personally, I would still run it. I don't know if I would use it as much in USPSA events and things like that. I would use it sometimes for those things, and bring it out. But I would find that firearm that was, right for me. I would try to preserve it as much as possible, but I would still run it. Um, I wouldn't run it all the time, but it's something I would run. I definitely wouldn't carry a firearm like this on me, because I wouldn't want anything to happen to it, or get it taken away, or have it being in any type of investigation to where they took a $6,000 firearm for me. Did it enhance everything? It enhanced everything. I am a firm believer in you get what you pay for. When you are going to a caliber like a Nighthawk, Sandhawk, or any other firearm. It's not putting down any other firearm at all. But this thing, I'm trying to shake it to see. I mean, you can tell that this thing was custom built, um, and it was built with all the quality and precision in mind of a firearm, and that's how it shot. So, with that being said, I am totally impressed with a firearm like this. If you can afford it, get it. If you can, get it from someone else. If you can shoot it, if someone else has it, until you have spoken, I would say fire it first, and then it will change your mind or your perspective about high end firearms like this. So, with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. And again, this is T Mash from 2A Syndicate, and as always, train hard, train often.